Well, hello, everyone. This is Amber Town Geehan, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger, calling you from the greater Phoenix area. And this week, I want to share something I got last week from National Sales Director Janice Trude, and I just thought it bared repeating. And it was 10 things for the new year, and I think they're good. So first question she asked, and I thought it was perfect, is do you believe you could have done things different last year that you could improve on this year? And I think that question is a hard yes for most people. Like, if we're going to really do self-evaluation, is there things we could have improved on from last year that we can do this year to help our year be better? Yes, it is. So let's talk about the first thing. So there is 10 things. Hopefully I can remember to tell you the number. Number 1 is fear. Fear keeps you from doing things. Fear keeps you from doing things. And so you need to make sure that you are addressing that. In Mary Kay, I've said it over and over and over again, the things that you fear will not cause death. And so it is a false evidence appearing real, or something you haven't done yet, or you haven't done in a long time. So if you haven't went out and met people and handed out business cards in a long time, then that could bring fear because you haven't done that in a long time. If you haven't picked up the phone and made a booking phone call versus a booking text, that could cause fear because you haven't done it in a long time. You see, this business is a skill-based business, and your confidence grows when you put those skills closer and closer together. And so, number 2, your workspace is have a place where you can have some uninterrupted time. Figure it out. Wherever you live, when I started Mary Kay, I had a 1-bedroom, little itty-bitty condo, and I created a workplace. Instead of having a dining room table, because it was just me, I created a workplace in the little itty-bitty dining room area. So create a workplace in which you can have that uninterrupted time. My kids have learned from a young age, when they were so super small, they would put their hand on my shoulder or on my arm, and I knew they were there because I put my hand on top of theirs. But they learned not to interrupt adult conversation with things that were not an emergency. An emergency was bones poking out, blood profusely out of their body. That was an emergency. And then as they got just a little bit older in elementary school, when I was in Kansas City, there was 2 doors to my office there, one to the kitchen and one to the front door. And it was like double trouble. Like, they could be coming from both sides at all times. And so when I needed that focused, uninterrupted time, I shut the door. They knew that if the door was shut, that meant no opening the door unless there's an emergency, meaning blood profusely coming out of their body or bones poking out. And I would leave it cracked otherwise. So they knew if it was cracked, they were welcome to come in. And I always made that special time for them after school. Like, I, on purpose, was not in the middle of phone calls. I was not in the middle of a heated anything when they came home from school, because I found that when they came home from school, that was the time that they decompressed. All 4 of them would end up in my office, not all at the same time, because they came off the buses at different times, and they would decompress their day. And I always wanted to be able to turn knee to knee, eye to eye with them and connect. And so that was important to me. So in my workplace. Number 3 is, what are your goals? Like, it is a total level playing field now. We're all back at 0. We are all given the same amount of time in a day. It's our choice what we do with it, right? So have you established what your goals are? And have you shared it with your family? All right, number 4, it's a level playing field. And to stay away from the drama. Now, I know that we have a lot less of it in Mary Kay, but it still exists. And if there's someone that is a downer, meaning that they constantly complain about life and they're unwilling to do something different about it, then maybe it's time to find somebody different to be spending your time on the phone with, or your time doing bookings with, whatever you do with them, that you're around them. But if they are a constant downer, complaining about life and unwilling to do something about it, then it's time to find somebody who's doing something about it and hang around them, because you will become like the people you surround yourself with. All right, number 5, know your strengths and your weaknesses. This is a big one for me. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind I have a lot of weaknesses, but I do things to shore up those areas, or I delegate to shore up those areas because it's not my strength. John Maxwell once said that if you, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're horrible at it, and 10 being you are rocking, and you're a 3, if you spend time on that weakness, that 3 of a weakness, you might get to a 4. Like, you're just not good at it. It's not your strength. It's not your wheelhouse. But if you are an 8 on a strength of something and you spend some time on it, you might push it to a 9 or a 10. And so that is the difference maker, is that delegate the things you're not great at. And some of the things that you are great at don't produce income. They don't produce freedom for you in this business. And so maybe that means that you need to delegate that for a season so that you can free up more time to do the things that are going to move your business forward. So number 6, what are the goals you can achieve this year? So a lot of times we have goals that are further out than a year, but what are the ones you can achieve this year? And number 8 is, have you connected with your director about them? Have you connected with your director about them? Actually, 7, I'm so sorry. Break down your goals with your director is number 7. Break down your goals with your director. And this is, sometimes I always say that, you might not be your director's cup of tea and she might not be yours, but the alignment of this business is she's there to help you succeed. So trust that she is appointed and anointed to be your leader for the time being to help you get to the next level as well. So what are those goals? Breaking them down with your sales director. Number 8 is connecting with your director on a regular basis. I absolutely know people that connect with me are moving fast. Why? Because they head things off of the past before it even comes to an issue. Like, they might be overthinking something. They might be, not in lack of action, and they are able to connect with me and we can get them going. So instead of feeling like, oh, Amber's too busy, I don't want to bother her with this. No, those that connect with me move because they get out of their head quicker. So number 9, don't miss your weekly meetings. Don't miss them. Don't miss them. Whether they're virtual, in person, do not miss your meetings. Those that show up go up. And number 10, be out the door with your face on for face-to-face appointments. Be out the door regularly with your face on for face-to-face appointments. Ladies, yes, we are in a virtual world, but we are back in person as well. And people are craving connection more than you ever realized. And you have the opportunity to bring that. And when you bring that, you create a heart memory for them because it's a feel-good memory. And that is a bond and a trust between you and that person that will forever be there. This is about building a business, not just building an income online. Yes, both are essential. Both are essential. But the face-to-face is so very powerful. So get out the door with your face on and do some face-to-face appointments. It will be good for you and it will be good for them. So either way, hopefully this challenge is your new year. I know that this is 9 days in, but I wanted to share it anyway. So either way, I hope it was a blessing for you today. This is Amber Geehan, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger, signing off. Have an amazing Tuesday.